Gets us in the mood, doesn't it? New Zealand and Papua New Guinea ready to go.
And nothing beats the haka, does it? And of course Papua New Guinea used to have a war cry back in their day as well, but with over 800 villages up there, it's a little bit disrespectful just to pull out one, so that's why they don't do one these days.
A bit like the villages over here. We don't have one either.
Well, let's just lock in those sides for tonight. Hoffman, Tuivasa-Sheck has already got a try in each of the matches played. Vare, Goodwin, Vaduve, Foran, Johnson. Foran is captain tonight, probably the second time. Martelino, Luke, Bromwich, Glenn, Sunnyville and Taylor, Moa Cassiano, Nuasala and Luluai to play his first game of the tournament. And the Papua New Guinea side, the sprinkling of National Rugby League experience. Mead, Abavu, Yere, Panui, McDonald, Thompson and Ayer in the halves. Pandia, Chan, Nandiai, Bruno, Wabo, Costigan, all there in the forward pack tonight. Albert, Aton, Tali and Mexico. Really impressed by Tali on Monday night. He was one player who could hold his head high. So from Headingley Carnegie Stadium, a ground and a complex that oozes history, sporting history, not just rugby league but cricket as well. It's also home to the Leeds Rugby. Ashley Klein, referee for this one. We've got Richard Silverwood up in the video referee's box tonight. The crowd has been warmed up by the ground announcer. I think they will also warm to PNG if they can start well. I still think the best 20 minutes I've seen at this World Cup belongs to New Zealand in their first game against Samoa. Let's see what happens tonight. David Mead gets us underway in the north of England tonight here in Leeds, and Bromwich is the first man to bring it back, and that's a good sign. 5 up in the tackle to start the night for Papua New Guinea. And now Sonny Bill Williams back in the side in the first offload. It's Taylor with it. Plenty of vigour, plenty of bustle, but not preventing the offload there, the PNG defence. Luke ended up with a ball 15 metres inside his own half. And the first penalty of the night to New Zealand, with in commentary tonight, former Great Britain player and coach Brian Noble and former New Zealand international Daryl Halligan.
Well, pretty clear that, Bossy. I think New Guineans are going to stick plenty of numbers in the tackle, and I think New Zealand are anticipating that and played a little bit offload football straight away to negate that. And Isaac Luke was dragged to the floor. They're hanging on too long, and free field position for the Kiwis.
Yeah, and they will take the free kick from inside the 40. Dean Farre back into the side. He got man of the match on us in their first game up in Warrington. To centre field they come. And Martelino, who ran for over 200 metres against France, took that one. Johnson skips across field. Another touch for Sonny Bill Williams. And they lock up the ball, but it is 20 metres away from the PNG line. Luke, they look on song, don't they? They are dialed in, the Kiwis, in the first 90 seconds of play, just 10 metres away from the line. Here is Luke, onto the captain forward, inside the pass, Alex Glenn can score a try. We've seen that many times with the Brisbane Broncos in the NRL on that left edge. Now Foran to centre field. Williams is able to offload. It's his second of the night, and some punishing defence on Taylor. Papua New Guinea defending their own line. Mead was up there as well. Last tackle, hard pass to Foran off the outside of the boot. No one has competed for the footy, and Bryson Goodwin has just slid in to score. I was looking for a call to put his hand on it, to bend over, but it's almost as if they've got bad backs or something. No one wanted to get anywhere near the ball.
Okay, last tackle at the onside. All good. Through to the grounding. Just jog that back, please. sure on that angle. Just take that back, please. Real slow. Take it back a bit further. Bit further. Okay, real slow. Hand on the ball. Yeah, the ball's on the ground. Try.
Voice of Richard Silverwood. He's letting us know that he's satisfied. There's enough pressure exerted there from Bryson Goodwin. And we'll have the first try of the night. Last Friday night it was Kristen Inu with the first try. Tonight's the left centre, Goodwin, with the first 4-pointer.
And again, it's a little kick. This time it's been in the air, and Avignon, who we saw the tries, have scored this time. A beautiful little kick from Kieran Foran. Gets it off the outside of his boot and just feeds it through the line. And then when Bryson Goodwin gets down to go for it, he looks like he sort of knocks it on, but in full motion and full speed, it's a try for sure.
Babu could have done a whole lot better there. Darryl, I just think he stood still, watched the ball, because to be fair, they defended their line pretty well for the 5 players. And
I agree.
And then the hand grenade pin was let out by a Burford.
There's a couple of beautiful sets of 6 for New Zealand. They really got the inside ball coming back towards the middle of the field, and it was the back rowers on each side, Glenn and Sonny Bill Williams on the right. But the work of Elijah Taylor hanging around Sonny Bill Williams, he's just about handing him the ball like rugby union.
And over to Sean Johnson, looking to add to what is a healthy tally of points so far in this Rugby League World Cup. And the fact that Luluai only comes back tonight off the bench, I don't know whether Johnson gets any game off. You'd have to think he'll play the quarter-final and obviously semi and final if they make it. Johnson's first kick of the night is successful. 3 minutes gone. The defending champs up by 6.
Oh, the luxury when you've got some options, and when your halves can feed the ball through the line as well. Thomas Luluai is going to get some time on the field tonight, hopefully. Where does he go? Does he go into hooker and give Isaac Luke a bit of a spell, or he can slot straight into the half?
Yeah, the Babu a bad rap there. It was McDonald that didn't get his boots to the ball.
Yeah, he's a big fella. He's like he stands up on stilts, Nene McDonald, and he hasn't finished growing either, but there he had to find some way to get down to it. He had to fall off the stilts. And the ball is with Jesse Bromwich. Good player. Has really improved under the coaching of Craig Bellamy down at Melbourne, coming through their system outside the 20-metre line. Williams is fired up, isn't he? That's his third offload already for the night. And Luke is there. Promotion of the football causing a bit of a problem for Papua New Guinea early. Johnson and Williams wants another run. This time they do get him to ground.
Looks like he's on a mission.
Absolutely, Luke, and working that right side. Dean Faray. I met lots of fans coming into the ground, but one lady said she held off buying her tickets for tonight until she knew Sonny Bill was playing. You know, such is the star attraction that he is. I mean, they're all neutral observers in the main tonight. Not too many Kiwis and Papua New Guinea fans. A high ball for Mead, and Mead, he almost lost it. It slipped down lower than the you-know-wheres, and he somehow gathered it in.
He made a meal of it, didn't he? It hung there, and it hung there, and it hung there. Ooh, got there.
So first touch of the ball for Papua New Guinea, 15 metres away from their own line. And the crowd enjoying what they've seen so far. Even though Papua New Guinea conceded an early try, it wasn't for the lack of trying. Jesse Joe Nandier there with the ball, the lone try scorer against Samoa on Monday night. And one of a sprinkling of players with experience of rugby league in this part of the world. Back for Thompson to kick, but gee, there's more height than length on that kick. It's coming down just inside the Kiwis' half. And you kick it straight to the beast. He's going to run hard back at you.
A couple of short play options for Papua New Guinea on the left there. I just wonder with Wabo on the football field, he'll move to the back row shortly, and Paul Aiton will come on and play the rest of the match, I would imagine, and that'll get their ruck started for Papua New Guinea. So defensive play to start the game, attack coming.
And New Zealand with the ball centre field, and Tuivasa Shek has come in to get a touch. Doesn't want to stand out on the right wing and get cold. Scored a slashing try in his test debut up in Warrington. Now the ball is with Madalino. No Jared Waria-Hargreaves tonight for New Zealand. Out goes Luke, asking a question of the defence. And they find an answer. 2 metres away from the line. Wabo was there to make the tackle. Foran's got another kick in. Right across to the corner. A juggle. Tuivasa-Sheck. You just can't stop the kid. He's got some freakish talents. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Remember the name. 20 years of age. 3 tries in 3 tests.
I watched him warm up, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, and he's got massive calf muscles. They're bigger than baby cows. Here he goes up, and he's just about rounded up, but he's got good drive and perseverance to just get a little bit of a hand, stretch out. They know where the line is.
That's great strength, isn't it? Because he's every right to go in a touch there from a barber, but he just can't hang on to him. Just can't hang on to him. He's too strong.
Yeah, well, you saw Brian firsthand. This kid's try in the first match, the freakish dive and what wingers can do these days. But he has got this lethal step to go with it. He's got speed, and as Darryl just said, he's got calves as big as calves, and, well, there's the package.
Spare a thought for poor old Mal Meninga in the coaching box there. Papua New Guinea just with the one touch so far. Another thing I like about that try as well, Kieran Foran's been playing predominantly on the right-hand side of the left-hand side of the field for New Zealand, Sean Johnson on the right, but it was Kieran Foran who put that kick in on the right-hand side. So varying it around.
Just on to Tuivasa-Sheck, he had the most runs of any player in the NRL Grand Final this year. You know, enthusiasm from a young kid playing in his first huge game of a career that's going to be long. And Johnson, yes, that's going to please his goal-kicking mentor, Darryl Halligan. 2 from 2, 12-0. New Zealand going well. 8 minutes in.
Well, it's a great touch on the kick as well. You have to say that they've been pinpoint. Both of Foran's kicks have been unbelievable. That's great strength. Never mind his calves like cows. He's got legs like bulls. I don't know what it is. He's big.
First 2 tries down in Avignon against France were off kicks. 1 to Inu and Goodwin that night. Tonight it's been 1 to Goodwin, 1 to Tuivasa-Sheck. And we go through this drill again of Bromwich to take the first one, and look out for Madalino or Sonny Bill on the second. New Zealand 29 metres away from their line, and they come to the right side, and Johnson does find Williams with the ball. Met and picked up by Ayer, but still able to offload. Johnson, Faray, little flick there. Tuivasa-Sheck is now hit by the Papua New Guinea defence. That's a nice how do you do.
What about Dion Ayer?
Yes.
No problem, Sonny Bill. I've got you on a half.
Williams has another touch of it. Yeah, watch this. He says, stick it in your pipe and smoke it. But Sonny Bill still able to offload. And now the ball with Madalino inside the 40. So there's a lot to like about this. They're singing in the stands at Headingley. Hoffman's got the ball. Lovely left foot step, left foot beats the coat hanger. Then taken down by Jason Chan. And there is a penalty on the last tackle as well.
They're just playing too quick, the Kiwis. Wabble's there trying to jump in and stop the play of the ball. They got away with the coat hanger. They got away with that one. Then Wabble jumps all over him and says, oh, well, they're playing the ball too quick. And then you see quite clearly Charlie Wabble gives the penalty away. And the torture increases for the New Guineans.
Absolutely. And a full set 20 metres out from the line as they come to centre field. And Bromwich is the man. Taken down 15 metres out. Luke gets them left. Foran playing in close. Hoffman, there's an overlap. Hoffman himself. Hoffman scrambling defence. He did bomb it. Anui there. He's the man in the yellow boots, the right centre. Made a big tackle there. Vaduve. And to centre field, Madalino doesn't get too many tries. When he does, it's time to buy a new calendar. As the ball comes up, Foran, loose ball. It's all through the legs from Faray. Play on for Tuivasa-Sheck. There's the step. There's the step. And again, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. He's a little beauty. But he's not that little. 16-0.
You're right, Nobby. They bombed it on the left. Hoffman shifts, they score, but they're good enough to come right anyway. What about the tunnel ball? When it goes to ground, Dean Faray, shift it between the leg, then Tuivasa-Sheck I thought he would have straightened and scored there, but he decided to show some extra footwork in between a couple of Papua New Guinean cover defenders. He gets a second.
Wow. That's just a little clip of his footwork. And what about the nose tackle? Fares, straight through his legs. Boom. He'd play gridiron next week with that kind of pass.
And his left foot step's the better one, Brian, too. The left foot step's a beauty. And you just saw a double pump with the right. Now he's got 4 tries in only his 3rd test. And big smile on the face as well. Actually, Samoan born is Roger. So you can imagine mixed emotions when he played the first match of the tournament. But he's come off a super year. Grand final winner with the Roosters. He's played just 31 first grade matches. Now he's representing New Zealand.
He just looks so confident, doesn't he? Every time he gets the ball, whatever's in front of him, he thinks he's going to beat. And do you know what? He probably is.
Shaun Johnson with his easiest shot of the night.
And you would know, Darryl, that those at the Roosters, the Sydney Roosters club, Tuivasa-Sheck comes from, I mean, fullback's going to be his best position. But he's not there because Minicello is the club captain and number 1. Johnson's 3 from 3, 18-0.
I like the way you guys are talking about footwork, because I had a look at this back line for New Zealand. I think this is the way they'll line up for the rest of the tournament. I can't see anyone squeezing their way in there. Hoffman's got footwork at the back. Tuivasa-Sheck, Bryson Goodwin and Dean Farrow not quite so possessed with it, and Manu's a battering ram. But then Shaun Johnson, there's plenty of footwork there.
Well, they need some possession, don't they? If they don't get some possession soon, they're going to have to go to eBay and try and find some, try and buy some. Because they're going to do it tough if they're chasing all night here. 18-0, 3 converted tries. It's a broken record. Back comes Bromwich from a kick-off. Kiwis inside their own 20. Martelino with the ball. Big weekend coming up at the World Cup. England, Fiji tomorrow. That is going to be an absolute cracker as Luke takes off downfield. And I'm looking forward to a trip across to Limerick to see Ireland play the Kangaroos. Another penalty conceded by a Papua New Guinea side which is basically on the rack early here. Jesse Joe penalised.
It's just that New Zealand are really complete at the moment. Their defence, they're trying to get numbers in there. Isaac Luke, his first real dangerous run up through the middle of the evening. And Papua New Guinea, well, there's a pace to this game that's really cracking. I mean, the hits are there.
Been fireworks around all week. And the Christmas lights went up in Leeds last night where we were staying. Beautiful city this time of year. As Bromwich is tackled 25 away. We're a couple of train stops away from the centre of the city as Luke passes on to Johnson. Look at them skip around with confidence. Farre, all with a spring in their step. The New Zealand Kiwis, they're making a night of it. Williams, 4 and quick hands, maybe forward there. Not called by referee Klein. And Papua New Guinea hang on, but only halfway through the count. Luke left. Oh, inside to Williams. Williams spins. And Sonny Bill has scored for New Zealand. Just like that. 22 points to 0. And SVW puts his name on the scorer's sheet.
Well, this is just too fast and frantic for the New Guineans, and he's 4 on the inside to Williams, and he's been carrying people for fun all night, so that needs a line. He's going to get over from there. Right left foot step, twist, spin, gets the ball down, has to decline in the right position to see, but it's 4 and tempting him to come away from his right hand side and come around the middle, and there you clearly see the finish. He gets the ball and grounds it quite comfortably.
Teams will need to learn to play with Sonny Bill Williams, such as the attacking prowess he has. And in that set of 6, I watched him go to first receiver and push Kieran Foran out to second receiver, who then sent it wide. And on the very next play, he backs up there on the inside for a try.
Yeah, scores it on the left side of the field. All his earlier runs on this right edge, saying that, you know, Tuivasa-Sheck's the complete package. Johnson, he's the complete package. Williams, the complete package. Exceptional football being played here, and emotionally now as much as physically, Papua New Guinea really being tested. Soul searching in goal as they watch on. I suppose Big Mal can grab a jumper, Brian, and go for a run himself, could he?
At least they'd have to run around him. He's that big. They've just got to find a way to watch Johnson probably nail this kick as well. They've got to find a way, first of all, to get their hands on the... They're playing so quickly and without one error yet, I think. I'm Ryan saying that when they've gone into traffic, so he's offloaded the ball 5 times. Here we see the finish from him inside. He's still got 3 people to beat. Hey.
Well, to be fair, they actually haven't had the football, Brian, have they, at all? And when they did have the football, they only went 2 plays down the left-hand side before they actually kicked.
Well, they're being slaughtered in the possession stakes. They've made a change. Lock forward Sebastian Pandia, he's gone off the field. He's one of the Port Moresby Vipers on show. Deep kick-off. It ends up perfectly placed, and it's Martelino's job to bring the ball back for New Zealand. Getting around the legs, the man who's gone on off the bench, Jason Tarley. I mentioned earlier that he's wearing number 16 tonight. He was the best of the Papua New Guinea runners on Monday night as Luke just sprints off for another 15 up to halfway. But the 16 for Papua New Guinea, watch out for him. He can make a difference. And through this set, 4 tackles in, 40 metres away from the Kummels line. They are making so much ground. Luke away and on for Nuasala to take a charge back. Cassiano. Can't get Cassiano wrong. There he is, the big fella out there. Kick for the corner again. And this time, Papua New Guinea. Ababu has come up with a catch and races back to the 20. And suddenly the Henley crowd go up and they call him back, Brian.
That's the key. You do. They haven't had the ball for 20 minutes, but give them a run. Give them a run.
Comments of former Great Britain coach.
Oh, don't give him a run,
Brian. No, yeah, well, look, Cassiano's out there, and I've said it before. If they ever make a horror film, he'll be the monster. He is a big fella, the Dogzilla, Sam Cassiano. Love this singing at Headingley tonight. There's now Charlie Wabe. Tries to get them going. And Costigan copped the treatment from Cassiano and Sam Moa. Now they've dropped it. The man I gave the rap to, Jason Tarley, drops his lunchbox, and New Zealand come up with the ball 35 metres away from the Papua New Guinea line. And now Cassiano's lost it. They say knock back.
Such a scary thought, isn't it? You're down 18, 24 block, and then they bring Cassiano on. It's unfair.
Yeah. And Frank Paul still to come on. Nuasala. So they've got Moa and Cassiano out there. Foreign on to Johnson. They lose hold of the shorts. 15 away from the line. More pressure. Blowtorch pressure on the belly of Papua New Guinea. Williams passes. Farai flick. He goes to step again. And Tuivasa Sheck has put onto his back. Got over the top. 5 from the line. The Kiwis. Williams. Cassiano. One-headed offload. Taylor's ball knocked down. Knocked back, they say. Williams away to Farai. Farai left foot step. Again a flick to Tuivasa Sheck. They're keeping it alive. He juggles it. And has managed to retain possession. Last tackle. They've got to hang on for one more. The Kummels. Foreign. A bomb. An air raid across field. Flying high. McDonald. They've cleaned it up, Papua New Guinea. And they're going to say knock on against New Zealand. Change over on the team.
Great D from Papua New Guinea. I mean, New Zealand threw everything at them in that set of 6. With the offloads on it, it was 8 or 9 tackles as well. Farai, a couple of little dabs. And then balls to Tuivasa Sheck that got him covered now. And then a high ball over to the side. So take your hats off. Well done.
I think what's worrying for the New Guineans, if we're being honest, is that the Black Jumpers they're aiming up defensively as well, aren't they? Every time the New Guineans they're really determined to... the penalty, that'll help.
This crowd. They got behind the Kummels and suddenly they get a penalty and up they go and the chant goes up. I remember as a young fella watching the old Kangaroo tours over here, and one game sticks in the head, 86 Central Park, Australia versus Wigan. And the crowd, as I recall it, much like tonight. I mean, the terrace down here at the western end of the ground is absolutely full to the brim. Absolutely full to the brim. And they're in full voice, they're singing. The northern grandstand is packed.
Be a little bit different now. Paul Ayton on the field for Papua New Guinea.
And only recently has signed a 3-year deal with Leeds Rhinos, leaving Wakefield behind as now Thompson gets them across field. And there's a bit of promise. Another penalty to Papua New Guinea. Oh, we could have a good night if Ashley Klein comes up with a 30-5 penalty count. A bit like the old days in France.
Have a look at Cassiano here. This is the last play of it, but inside of that, Cassiano comes up and cleans up one of the block runners from Papua New Guinea.
Well, we said in the first half as they struggled against Samoa, they just need one try, something to get them going. Well, it's the same story here at 24-0. They trailed by 28 at half-time on Monday night, so it's been a tough week for them. A tough week indeed. So Adon calling shots from dummy half, 25 metres out. Chan can do some damage. Super League experience in this Papua New Guinea forward pack, and there's another penalty. Maybe there will be a 30-5 count. Klein has gone bang, bang, bang. There's 3 for you.
Cassiano again. I think he's trying to rack Jason Chan to the floor here, and Mr. Klein says that's not allowed.
Well, this is nice. Papua New Guinea 10 metres away from the line. This is foreign territory for them. Thompson across. Ayer with a nice step. Not quite of Tuivasa-Sheck proportions. 10 from the line. Aton will attack short side. Jesse Joe, formerly known as Parker, is a bit like Prince, changed his name mid-career. 5 away. Aton there for Costigan. First receiver, and Joe Bruno is knocked off his feet. And the tackle of Moa. Aton, Kiwis were offside, short side. Out wide it comes. Yere dumps it off. And Babu, but in fact they've called the pass forward. Well, I've got to say, the reason the pass was rushed, I thought, was because New Zealand had come off their line a little too quick. That's the way I saw it.
It was a great tackle in the middle of the post there. It was Alex Glenn. And then when they shifted wide, the line speed, as you called it here, Dean Farre up, perfect positioning for a centre. Pushed up into the middle, then afforded the luxury of drifting out to his right and covers 3 players.
I've been impressed with Farre, Darryl.
I think he's a player that's growing in this position, Brian. He was bought to Penrith to play some fullback and started last year at fullback, and then Ivan Cleary shifted him into the right centre position. Done well ever since.
Just debut last year for Dean Farre. And there he is on cue in possession of the ball. 49 NRL games he's played in Australia. And now the ball with Varuve. Big run from the beast. And Bryson Goodwin follows up. Goes beyond the 40-metre line. New Zealand's end of the ground. This time it is Cassiano. He's able to offload Hoffman there in support. Two fullbacks can have a field day just supporting these players with offloading skills. Luke Johnson, Sonny Bill Williams, and they handle him well. I guess that counts as an offload. Hoffman scoops it up.
I just think it's in the game plan for the Kiwis, you know, that he's not allowed to be tackled with the ball. I think it's written.
But he's just never ever late, is he? It's never too late for him to offload.
Foran's kick fielded by Mead, and Mead got away from 1. He's beaten 2 and a third. He's then beaten a 4th, David Mead. No shortage of support for Papua New Guinea if they can get something happening here.
No shortage of speed either for Mead if he sees some space.
McDonald took the next one to get them back out towards the 30. And now for Jason Tarley from the Mount Hagen Eagles. He's offloaded. McDonald has got another touch. So can you believe this Nene McDonald? He's in the same squad as the Roosters. He's playing under 20s, that kid. Got another one down there called Tautau Moga. It could be a sensation. Fair production line at the Sydney Roosters at the moment for outside backs.
I'm alright saying he's a couple of busted knees over the last couple of years, Tautau Moga.
Yeah, he was tipped before Tuivasa-Sheck came through. Now out to Menziere. And Big Menzie. Locks horns, gets away from Farre. Well done, Yere. Ayer decides to go the kick through. That was interesting. Hoffman gets a bit of protection from Manu Varuve. And Kiwis have the ball.
A bit of protection?
Yeah. Like a couple of bounces outside the boozer up the road.
Well, we saw the good side of the jukebox there as they finished in the play and trying something different. The play before was Yere.
Oh, McManu's away! There's a runaway beast, baby! He's tackled 25 metres away from the Papua New Guinea line. Nice last minute for Manu. Scooped up there by Isaac Luke. No fullback at home. And again, Papua New Guinea find themselves under pressure, defending inside their 20. Johnson, Williams on that right side, has a go, goes through the turns. Oh, Sonny Bill! He hasn't done it again, has he? No, it's a try!
Thought he had himself.
I thought he'd learned his lesson. He has gone perilously close to the dead ball line, but Sonny Bill has scored the try. But seriously, the defence was like the turnstiles out the front of Headingley.
Do you know how many people were holding their breath there just to see the try be awarded? Manu starts it with a great bust up the middle, looking for some support. No cover coming. And then they shift it down to the right-hand side. A nice little swerve, and in amongst a couple of tired Papua New Guinea defenders. And close. How close was that?
Watch his face afterwards. He knows himself. Watch this. Let's see if we see his thought. Watch his face when he gets up. What's it?
But that's not a conventional put down there. That's rather inglorious from SBW. What if he had watched his tour of North of England bomb tries?
Pretty sensational bomb tries. He's breaking the first one when he did bomb the try. Was outstanding, and he wasn't going to be stopped there, was he? Well, Papua New Guinea, when half-time approaches, and it is 13 minutes away, I think they're going to have to find a stack of bricks and some mortar and try and build a wall. They are having real troubles, aren't they, holding on here?
The thing with Sonny Bill there was, the first time he bombed the try was because the foot slipped on the grass. Now, if the foot slips on the grass there, he's close enough to do the double.
And Johnson for 5 from 5. Clark unveiled outside the ground today to mark January 25, 1908, when the New Zealand All Golds played the first ever test match here. It was won by the home side. New Zealand All Golds played here in 1907 against Leeds. Dally Messenger was a member of that New Zealand All Golds side. What a rich history at this ground.
Wasn't the best tackling there, was it? Wasn't the best tackling. I mean, let's take nothing away from SVW. People have come to see him, but that wasn't the best tackling.
No. And just on these foundation grounds, if you like, in England. So there's Headingley, there's Wakefield, and there's Batley. They're the three original grounds from the Northern Union, 1895.
You're looking at me like I played.
Well, I thought you had. I'm not saying played. I thought you might have just been there on your dad's shoulders or something, But Wakefield looking to move from their home, so that we'll be left with Headingley and Batley, who aren't in the Super League, of course. So back in possession, Alex Glenn with it. Impressive young player too, Alex Glenn, as captain the Brisbane Broncos in the NRL. Such as his quality. Moa plays it on the 40. Here goes Cassiano. I mean, he's a big human, Sam Cassiano. He's not from the same planet that I was born. He's from somewhere else. Luke now with the ball. And look at Luke go swerve and run and speed. And link up Faray, quick hands. Sonny Bill's off again. Williams, he's passed around the corner. And Frank Paul Nuasala is over for the Kiwis, who are putting on some sort of clinic here. Frank Paul's got 3 tries now in the World Cup.
Big Sam Cassiano, they couldn't stop him, and off the back of that, Isaac Luke, he goes for a dart, and then he shifts himself out to the right again. Good work from Faray, and then they pick up the big fella, Sonny Bill Williams. I thought he was going to go all on his own, and is that the first touch for Frank Paul Nuasala? Didn't even see him come on the field, and now he's got a try. Selfless from the big man.
Don't know about the pass, but that's not a great angle of it. In my research for the match, Brian, I did pop into one of the William Hill betting agencies today. Just
that next to the pub.
Yes, well, I had to sample local cuisine. We'll get to that later, but I did notice, I think the point start was 46 points. They could cover it in the first half. They've got 34 and about to be 36 in 30 minutes.
That's incredible. I had them down, to be honest, probably 60 when we were talking before the game. Here's a question for Darryl. In the build-up for the Kiwis, Is this a good thing before they get to the serious stuff in the quarterfinals?
Well, you can only do what's in front of you. You only play what is offered by the opposition. I thought the starter, Sean Johnson, knocked this one over. No problem there.
Oh! He hasn't knocked it over. I beg your pardon. No problem. Who taught him that?
There you go. They're all human. So what I was going to say was, right, there was a couple of sets there where they had a couple of yardage shit, which I thought was good for their style in the way they went. But I like the way they started. I mean, they dropped people under through the middle of the field, which held Papua New Guinea nice and tight. And then once the game opens up, they start to find some space.
The reality for the Cummels is that they've got to try and stop some of the ruck speed, but where's Cassiano and Badavai and Williams and Sam Mower?
Sam Mower, look at him.
Look at that. Get that.
Yeah, exactly. Get it up here. Aren't they running hard? These Kiwis. Look at Manu Badavai now.
Stand up now!
What do you say to Papua New Guinea if they don't have the ball in their hands? I mean, this is getting over the advantage line here. Followed up by Glenn. It is wave after wave. And here is Sam Mower again, punishing the Papua New Guinea defenders. Cassiano decides to run. Has passed to Williams. They've tackled him. Hooray! Tackled by Jesse Joe Landier. Now Johnson. Farah. He chips back in field. Beautiful hands. Cummels have got the ball. Was that Jesse Joe who got to it? It was one hell of a take. It was Jesse Joe. That was good hands. Out on the fingertips to rope it in.
But it's just the yards that are on offer. I mean, this set went some 70 yards before the kick goes in. And now a penalty. This will help for Papua New Guinea. Mexico on. Neville Costigan. He's done some tackling. He's off.
34-0. Defending champions over Papua New Guinea. Their final pool match here before they lie. Oh no. Oh no. They've not found touch from a penalty. Adrian Lamb. He wants a stiff drink right now. Thanks very much. New Zealand inside the Papua New Guinea 40 when they didn't deserve to be. Cassiano carries them with him. He's got Johnson, and there is Hoffman. Farah on to Tuivasa-Sheck, and enough pressure put on him by Josiah Abavu.
He is human. He's not an alien as you were describing him before, Bossy. He is human. He didn't get the ball down.
He was looking to pass, and Abavu did just enough.
The footwork just deceiving Tuivasa-Sheck. Watch Bryson Goodwin here. Singles out Ray Thompson and goes straight over the top of it. He says, hey, I'm playing on the same side of the field as Manu Vatuvei. I'll run like him.
You can see from all our shots, this field absolutely immaculate. They came out here this morning. They actually had the sprinklers on at the ground. You wouldn't think they'd need rain. There was an explanation for it, and I'm not about to play greenkeeper here now and tell you why, but there is a reason, a valid one, and they did say, though, you can't wear the moulded studs here. You will. This is an ice skating rink. So the long studs have got to be in for the players. They will know that after training.
Are you going to inform the world viewing that why they have the sprinklers on? Because you said there's a reason.
I said no. I said, well, I'm not about to embarrass myself and give some BS answer.
So you don't know the reason.
Well, I asked him, but it was so up above my head. You know, I just said, oh, well, grass grows in the dirt, doesn't it? But I think there's more to it than that. Ayer kicks down the field.
Danger.
And Vatuvei runs back at them. I'll give myself a bit of homework. I'll work out the combined weight of this New Zealand side. Because, you know, when you've got a 110 kilo winger like Manu, and I don't know what Sam Cassiano is tipping the scales at in this tour, but I'll guarantee it's not what's in the media guide. I reckon it's a little bit more. He's up around 130. Here's Bromwich on that left side. He's come back in after a little breather.
Leg drive.
30 metres from the line, and Luke will just carry on from this platform that's been laid by these big forwards. He'll run all day. Put the ground there by Panui. Tough initiation for him. And Foran, another kick across field, and well, they've done it again, Papua New Guinea. They've managed to defuse the situation with Yere. Still, if this is to be their last game, it is there. Oh, hello, little high, round the collar, no damage done from Foran, as this is their last game. I just want one big hit from Menzi Yere. I just want one big one.
Kieran Foran just reaching the arm out on Abu. Great take from Yere. Kick just a little bit flat. Not enough time for the outside backs to get up and underneath it.
4 to go, first half. 34-0. 6 tries and 5 goals. Johnson missing. One from in front, hit the upright. Had to go back to the video to analyse that. They're with it just inside their own half. Crowd have tried their best to lift the Kummels as Aiton now quick hands across. Mead's into the line. Faray read it well. Mead was able to offload nicely. Slick hands, but the defence, there's great purpose about New Zealand. Another penalty conceded here. Tackle on, I'm
impressed with the aggression of the Kiwi defence, Darryl.
Yeah, they got it right on the right here, and they pushed up hard too, so the outside backs go up. Johnson covers them behind with good speed to tidy it up as well. But Papua New Guinea really starting to play the ball quickly, which I really like as well, and shifting as well, so they will attack.
Well, let's see what they can do in this set. With 3.5 minutes remaining. Aiton gives it up to Menzi Yere.
Come on, the jukebox.
46 tries he scored for Sheffield this year. Well, viewers across the southern hemisphere wouldn't be aware of that in the championship. Now Aiton, 6-3 the penalty count to Papua New Guinea. And Thompson out the back for Mead. And with it is Panui, and he's pushed back there by Goodwin. On that 20, PNG hoping for their first try of the night. They've scored only 3 in the tournament so far. And this is Chan, held again by Goodwin, also by Glenn. Back to centre field. Oh, passes to no one, scooped up off the deck. Needed to be a good pick-up in that situation, not easy, slippery conditions. 15 away, Aiton, left side, Ayer has decided to go for the low kick again, and Hoffman, great take, and then copped the shoulder charge, did he?
I'm liking the work of Neville Costigan. I mean, he's not the biggest front rower, and at international level, stepping up against the Kiwis or Australia or England, he's really a back rower in a front rower's body. But here, he gets himself involved, and nice little link, and when the kick goes through, it's a bit like dodging cars down here. And they come, bang, off the shoulder of Avu. No arms there.
Oh, we almost got hit by that ball up here in the gantry. In the southern stand. And the ball's come loose, but Klein's found a penalty there against Papua New Guinea. Suddenly becomes the enemy now to the local fans here. Neville Costigan wants to have a chat about it.
I really think for Stephen Kearney now that Papua New Guinea are working their way into the game. The real key is to see where the structure of this Kiwi team comes and goes under a little bit of duress, under some pressure.
So restart just inside the Papua New Guinea half. Every runner, Sam Moa's been good, and then, he's had the ball stripped as well when Luke was off. Well, they probably could have let play continue there. Luke was on the fly.
I was in a juggle with that ball there. Maybe he dropped that call. He doesn't. Neither does he does. He said he dropped it. Samo said no, I didn't. He pulled it.
11 penalties this first half, and here comes more New Zealand attack. Coming up to half time. Final 60 seconds at 34-0. Williams is like the cat on the hot tin roof. He wanted the pass there, doesn't get it. And Bromwich ends up with the ball. Centre field, tackle 1, 21 from the line. Luke for Sam Moa. He's hit hard. Good low tackle there by Costigan. And hammered over the top. Now Johnson, the speed of their work is just too good. Sonny Bill Williams has scored again. What a first half he's had. And New Zealand lead by 38 points to 0. And you're watching a team in top gear here, the men in black and white.
Hat-trick for Sonny Bill Williams. 2 on the right. This is the second one. 1 on the left. Just a one-on-one tackle from Jesse Joe, not good enough. Love the way they've worked him into the game, or he's just worked himself into the game, really. So they set this from a penalty. They push it 1-2 to the middle. Mara had a good charge, and then they go to the strike weapon. To be fair, he didn't really show all his cards there either. Just a little swerve and the stride of the man stepping inside Jesse Joe. Warning signs.
Your playing days, did you play against any athlete like that, bloke?
Yeah, to be fair, with test matches and Big Mal played against Big Mal when you're coming across him in the centre. That's a fair effort, trying to stop him. You sure get between his legs and try and be a speed bump. Well, you know, the Rod Reddies were athletes of the Wayne Pierceys were athletes of their time. They were good players, you know. But this bloke's special, I think.
Over to Johnson again. He'd be dirty, wouldn't he?
I think it's quite an important kick mentally. I mean, with the experience he had in the last one, the experiences prior to that were good. So this one personally will be important for Sean.
Crowd's giving him plenty as well. Johnson to get it up to 40 at half time. Sean Johnson has done it. What a half from the defending champions. They have posted no less than 7 tries. 7 tries to 0. 6 from 7 off the boot of Sean Johnson. And half time in this match at the Headingley Carnegie Stadium. New Zealand 40, Papua New Guinea 0.